I think we're live. Finally. Welcome in, everybody. Just getting after it this morning. Getting some cardio in. We did legs yesterday, so I think today's one of those days I'm going to post my cardio. But yeah, I want to use these as like mini hangout sessions more than anything. And yeah, just talk with you guys about stuff. What's going on in the world, what's going on in your world. Any questions you have around fitness and health. Basically anything. You got my undivided attention. Well, not undivided, but you got my attention. So yeah, if you guys got questions, you just want to talk about stuff, music, fitness, whatever, drop it in the chat. I'd love to talk. Hope you guys are having a good morning. I know no one's in right now, but I'm just going to talk like people are because that's how I do it. That's me. So yeah, first thing in the morning, basically what I do is I wake up, fasted, I just brush my teeth, a little bit of deodorant so I don't smell up the place, and grab my water, and I come down here and just incline walk it out 30 minutes. Pretty straightforward, right? But funny, I've been thinking about some posts and stuff to do. Thinking about some long form things, some new shorts, stuff like that. And it's actually a guy from up here in Canada. He has some really good, really interesting content that I want to kind of copy some of it. Not like copy it, like actually do the exact same thing, but kind of. So it's funny, he acts like he has like CT and he explains like really simply about like peri and pre-workout nutrition. So I want to do something similar, but like my point is more something he said, where he said like if someone on social media or whatever, when you're talking about health and fitness or anything really, if they're like talking about something and they can't explain it to you simply, like as if you're 5 years old, chances are they probably don't really understand it. So I just thought that was interesting. So I want to try to make a bunch of content around explaining some of these fitness concepts, like as if we're all like 5 years old. Because I think that's the part that's gotten lost in the fitness social media world, is everybody tries to make everything sound like hyper difficult, and they want to tell you about like, you know, all these supplements you should be taking and all these chemicals you shouldn't be eating. And I saw one yesterday of a girl, she's eating like I don't know if you guys have seen, but Quest is a brand, and they have these little like donuts, but they're like a protein donut. And the first ingredient, I forget the name of it, but it's like one of those long chemical names. She was like, oh my God, I'm not eating that. And she like throws it, and she made a post about it and stuff. And she goes and gets like a piece of celery or something instead. Because she's like, at least I know what's in this. But like, the funny thing is if you just took out your phone and searched that ingredient, it's basically just soluble fiber. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. I thought it was funny to go to the length to make content of like, oh my God, the chemicals. And the thing she's reading is just soluble fiber. Which is like why the celery is so good. It's funny. But yeah, you can't believe all the stuff you read, right? So yeah, we're incline walk, first thing in the morning, fasted. We're at a 6.5 incline, 3.1 speed. Nothing crazy. I just throw something on the TV and come chat and hang out with you guys, and we'll have our lift later this afternoon. And yeah, is what it is. Get a cool 2,000-3,000 steps in first thing in the morning. That's what it's all about. Reason I do this, so even though I'm bulking right now, not bulking because I'm not going to do bulks anymore, but even though I'm on like a hypertrophy thing right now to gain muscle, the best thing you can do for your health overall is just increase your step count in a day. That's like number one. Anybody who comes to me asking about getting healthier, getting fitter, losing body fat, the number one thing, get a tracker, like even a cheap one. Doesn't have to be an Apple iWatch, doesn't have to be the most expensive. You can get cheap ones off Amazon, anywhere, and just do a week to track your average steps. Like write down what every day is, average it out, and then just do an extra 1,000 steps at first. See how your body changes, right? 1,000 steps is like 10 minutes-ish, 10, 12 minutes walking, right? On an incline, pacing back and forth in your house while you're watching a TV show. Stuff like that at a decent pace, right? Yeah. Let's just do that, and that already is gonna, you'll see a little bit of a difference if you do that consistently. And then step two is, if you have a smartphone, the easiest way ever is just get a decent calorie tracker. Sure, I want to hear a joke. Chompy dog, what's up? I want to hear a joke for sure. Thanks for being here, I appreciate you. Please consider subscribing, dropping a like. What's the hardest part of a vegetable to eat? I don't know, what's the hardest part? I hope this is a dark joke. Dark jokes are my favorite. What's the hardest part? That's so offside, but I love it. And no hate to anybody. This is an all-inclusive space, but that's funny. I love dark jokes. Me and my nephew, so I have he was my first, like, I guess, like, kid in the family. So he was, he's like 15 now. And for those of you who don't know, my wife is Filipino. So my brother-in-law and his wife are Filipino. And I'm like the white uncle. But so he's fully Filipino, and his group of friends are all different, like, backgrounds and stuff. And what are you doing? I'm just doing an incline walk. My early morning fasted cardio. Just having a group chat here and hanging out. You're 15 years old? Cool. Yeah, so his group of friends are all like different backgrounds and stuff, and I have like a dark sense of humor, kind of like what Chompy was just saying, so I'm going to tell him that one. And they all like banter back and forth with these dark jokes, and I tell him stuff all the time, and he runs to his buddies with it. And it's funny, I was hanging out, like I took them somewhere, I forget where, but I think I took them to drop them for a movie or whatever, and the car ride was just like something jokes I can't tell because they're all like different races and backgrounds, right? But they're like dropping like borderline like racist jokes, but like they're all a good bunch of guys and they're funny. And it's funny, I think the world could use a little bit of like, you know, harmless humor. Like you're not actually trying to hurt anybody's feelings or really make fun of anybody, but it's funny, man. You're an uncle too at 15. Nice. Congrats, Lacko. Yeah, people are terrified of getting canceled. And I think the thing is, I was telling my nephew about this, because he's like, he was talking about it because he's worried about getting in trouble sometimes because of their humor. And I told him, like, the people who care about you know your character, right? And they know you wouldn't actually mean anything hurtful to any background. So it's Lakota, sorry. Yeah. I'm on a 6.5 incline and a 3.2 speed, so I'm like kind of jumping. I'm an old man, I can't read that well. But thanks, Lakota, appreciate you. Say my name good, bro. Sure, you got it, Lakota. Lakota Hunter. But yeah, no, it's yeah, it's funny. The world's gotten a little too soft there, and it's funny because like part of some of my content, I'm a mental health, cognitive behavioral therapy practitioner. So part of my stuff is around mental health and well-being and stuff like that. But I feel like our society's gotten like over therapized. You know what I mean? And a little soft about some stuff, but I'm new to this live stream. I'd love it if you'd subscribe. You don't have to. Yeah, just anybody, if you guys are willing, I'd love it if you guys would like and subscribe and keep commenting, and helps me grow. Whole point of this is building a community, kind of like I was just saying with Chompy Dog, just good people that want to hang out. I do early morning cardio like this 2-3 times a week. I don't always stream it. And then 5 days a week I'm lifting. So if you come back afternoon time, I'm always hitting the weights. I got a full gym here. It's not the cleanest one in the world, but it's my basement, corner of my basement, so full gym. Awesome. So yeah, I think by subscribing to the live stream, I think you subscribe to the channel. Pretty sure that's how it works. As I mentioned, I'm an old man, so this whole tech thing. Yeah, any other good jokes, Chompy, or is that that was a good one. Thanks, Lakota. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. It means a lot. Yeah, it's just meant to be like a fun, positive space. You know, people can come and chat and hopefully get something out of some of the health stuff and fitness stuff I do. And yeah, if you guys have any questions too around like health, fitness, nutrition, stuff like that, I'm happy to help clear up any stuff that's, you know, maybe in the way, because I know on social media there's a lot of nonsense out there, and it really is simpler than a lot of people make it. So I have a lot of jokes about how I can say them on YouTube. Yeah, I know. That's the thing, I'm always unsure what I can say too. Like, part of what I wanted to do with the channel actually was share like music. I'm a big music guy. And I have a bunch of like not fully discovered bands and stuff like that I wanted to share with people. But I can't do it. Every time I put a music up on YouTube when I'm streaming, when I'm doing a lift, my stream always gets muted. And like, yeah, people tell me they can't hear me, whatever. And I end up like having to turn it off or put copyright free music. So that part kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Maybe one day I'll build enough of a following that they'll just let me play whoever's music in the background, right? Yeah, it'd be cool to share some bands. So my brother asked if you're gay. No, I'm not. I get that question often on here though. Is there something about me that seems gay? Because that's probably like the 4th person in 4 days, but no judgment. So like, if your brother is, tell him all the power to him. We're going to Fat Loss City, baby. Just, yeah, fasted cardio first thing in the morning. Make sure I say this right. Lakota gave me shit already. TAC-TXO, we're early morning fasted cardio. 6.5 incline, 3.2 speed now. Just 30 minutes chatting, hanging out. It's the easy part of my day. Then I got kids ready for school, work, and then my lift later this afternoon, which I'll stream. So, because my brother's gay and he called you cute. Oh, tell your brother thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, then Lakota, this is a space for like no judgment, so that everybody's welcome. So tell him he doesn't have to feel shy or anything here. It's for everybody, right? I appreciate it. Tell your brother lots of love. That means a lot to me. One of my kids' godfathers, they're both my kids' godfathers are a gay couple, and my wife and I, for our wedding, one of our godfathers for our wedding is a gay couple. And yeah, we have very close family to us that are Yeah, that's why I mention a lot. I don't judge anybody. Like, do I drink? I don't actually. So funny enough, when I started drinking probably younger than I should have, illegally young, because I played football and rugby as a kid, and that's kind of part of the culture. So I kind of got my fill. I stopped drinking probably around my mid to late 20s. Just because I didn't really see the point, right? Like there's a couple things where I like the taste, but I don't really like the taste. Started to feel really bad the next day, so. You first drank when you were 13 years old. Yeah, man. I mean, me probably around the same. If I could caution you on anything though, like, I think it's part of growing up, right? You got to experience it. But if I could caution you on anything, just like take care and try to make good decisions, safe decisions, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like, I feel like myself and a lot of my buddies from high school that all started drinking probably around that age. We all turned out okay. But yeah, just try to make good decisions, man. Try to be safe, right? Because yeah, you know, you don't want anything bad to happen. And when you're drinking and stuff, people tend to make decisions that aren't the best, and myself included. So sure, you can tell me anything you want. That's kind of what I want this to be about. As long as you're comfortable to chat scene and everything. And the reason might change my thoughts on it though, as long as you're comfortable with that. Because one thing I promise my like community and chat is like whatever people say, I'll always give my like honest, truthful opinion. So, but yeah, please, if you're comfortable, happy to talk about it with you. Actually, it might be a good time to ask you too, whereabouts are you from, Lakota? Are you, because I know there's some places where, you know, it's not as big of a deal starting at 13, but my mom passed away. Oh man, I'm sorry. Condolences. I understand. So, I'm sorry, condolences. I know it's awful. If you don't mind, I can tell you a bit of a story. So I know it might be a little weird when people join my content and they, you know, and I talk about doing health, fitness, and all that stuff. And I've been a certified trainer and nutritionist for 25 plus years. And then I mentioned that I do cognitive behavioral therapy, and I'm a practitioner. I'm licensed, and Calgary, Canada. Nice. I'm in Canada too. Again, really sorry about your mom. It's awful. But how that part of my licensing and like that part of my education in life came in was in 2020 when so 2020 when COVID started. So I always wanted to be a dad, and so just before 2020, my wife and I had started trying to have a baby. We got pregnant, and my mom, just after we got pregnant, my mom got diagnosed with late stage cancer. And yeah, not long after that, she got worse. My wife had a miscarriage with our first child. And then like literally the week of the lockdown starting for COVID, my mom passed away. So, and how that kind of worked was I had to handle everything for the funeral because there's no one else. I'm all alone now, no family. So I lost what would have been my first baby, my mom, and then went right into like lockdowns where we're not seeing our friends, stuff like that. So yeah, it got really dark, and I actually got to a point of considering self-harm and stuff like that. But I'm very fortunate that I have an incredible wife, and she pushed me to seek professional help, which is tough, right? Like a lot of people, especially guys, boys, men, don't have that support. But if I can tell you anything, Lakota, find somebody if you can. Do some work, because I know it seems like just drinking right now helps feel a little better, but yeah, it's a really slippery slope. So I got to a point of I almost committed suicide. Not to laugh, it's terrible, but it's to think about it now, to look back and think about it now, it's crazy to me. But how it starts is very small, right? Like I'm sure you've heard of like professional athletes and musicians and stuff who have done that in their lives, and like Chester Bennington from Linkin Park, stuff like that. And you wonder how that's possible when they had everything on the go. But it doesn't start out like that. It starts out very small. It starts out with that anxiety and anger at the world and depression, and you know, it starts out feeling upset, and then you know, you turn that feeling inwards and you start with like one thought of like, man, I'm a screw up, man, I'm this, and you have no one to talk to. What about your brother? Is he like, are you guys close? So there's lots of people out there. There's phone numbers. If you have Instagram, feel free to like follow me on Instagram. It's all my socials are all at Baddiedaddydiaries. I'm happy to send you some numbers. Hotlines. It's important to seek a professional. I know it doesn't seem like it when you're in it. Like I wouldn't have if my wife didn't push me to. But to this day, that was like the single best decision. And it, yeah, it hit something home for me, is that like people who actually care about you and give a crap about you are gonna like, they're gonna try to guide you to actually do things that are useful, right? So yeah, I'm very sorry that you're going through that. That's tough. And everybody's like healing journey from that is going to look different for sure. But if I could give you any direction, if you notice that you're starting to use things as a crutch, which is like, unfortunately I don't have Snapchat. That's one I don't do. I do TikTok. What do I do? TikTok, Instagram, Threads, YouTube here, Facebook. But yeah, if you notice you start depending on that too much, the drinking thing, to feel better or to like numb some of the discomfort around it, please seek help. I know I'm a little like softer on this than most content creators and stuff like that, and there's a good reason for that. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm a more softer personality and I care about people quite a bit, like even if I don't really know you, so it doesn't care about you. You sure about that? Maybe sit down with them, have a talk, tell them how you feel, because that yeah, that might be an interesting, that might go different than you think, right? Because yeah, some people just show their care in different ways, right? Especially with family and close people, they want to have like a, you know, some people do it by having a, yeah man, for sure. Some people have a different way of showing their love to family. It's by holding them accountable, right? To a higher standard, and it may come off harsh sometimes. And I know I've definitely been like that with my brother, and even sometimes with my youngest daughter. I could maybe do better in that department, but It's only because I want what's best for them, right? At the end of the day. Got a lot of love for people, and sometimes that comes out differently, but just pulling up to the last minute here, almost done. Spent 5 minutes trying to get the stream working, but here we are. Do a little bit of a stretch here after. But it was a great conversation so far. Yeah, great conversation. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm gonna finish up this incline walk. We got 5 seconds left, and then we're gonna do a stretch. That's the easiest part of my day. Easiest part of my day done. So yeah, I'm just gonna put this here. So let's see. Choppy Dog, how's it going? Just want to say you seem like Thanks, Chompy. I appreciate you, man. That means a lot. Same here, man. I appreciate you being here. I hope you consider subscribing. I hope I'll see you back when I'm doing my lifts and stuff like that. And always happy to chop it up and chat about whatever. So yeah, if you want a good stream that you can come to and just talk about whatever, tell offside jokes, I love that too. Talk about music, whatever, life. Yeah, I'd love to. Even help me with parenting advice. I need help too there in that department. So I'm just trying to be the best dad I can be. But again, appreciate you guys being here and subscribing and staying. Even just dropping a like means a lot. So we're just gonna quickly stretch. I did legs on stream yesterday, high volume legs. For some reason, I guess because of how long I've been lifting, high volume leg days end up killing me more than heavy leg days. Heavy leg days, like the discomfort's more, but volume, like the tightness and stuff in my joints is more, but so I just try to stretch out my hips as much as I can, keep everything loose, and yeah, my glutes are sore right into my hip. But the reason, so I'll explain to you guys a little bit about my fitness program. So if you guys do join, you'll see I do a heavy compound day for both upper and lower, and then I do 3 volume days for upper and lower. So that's where my 5 comes in. I find that as I'm getting older, into my older age, the heavy days take their toll a little more, so that's why I've added the volume days. So I sort of stretching here. So this is a good stretch. If you guys get some lower back pain, what you do is you take your outside leg, put that knee over top, and then you basically keep your shoulders square. Oh, drop your hips. I don't know if you guys heard that massive like crunch. And then I do the same on the other side. The important part is getting the knee on the ground. Oh. Oh. And then I do some cat-cows just to loosen up the lower back. Just get some like motion into the lumbar spine. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy, but decent stretch. Yeah. Last thing. We're gonna try to get the outside of our hip here. This one's pretty easy. Just laying flat. Just gonna turn here. Keep that bottom leg straight. Same on the other side. Fairly straightforward, fairly easy. And that's basically it for morning cardio. Easiest part of my day. But yeah, if you guys want to, if you consider it, dropping a subscribe, a like. I'll be back this afternoon for upper body day 1, which is push. So it's going to be like chest, triceps, shoulders. And then day 2 will be tomorrow with back and biceps. But lots of love, guys. Appreciate you being here with me. Can't tell it's a heart. Yeah, and hopefully we'll see you guys this afternoon, and appreciate it. Lots of love. Have a great Tuesday. Great Tuesday.